Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today's video is the 5K Q&A and I just want to say thank you to everyone that has supported this channel. It's pretty unreal that 5,000 people that I have nothing to do with are willing to support me just because they like the stuff that I make, and it's getting feasible that I can actually do this for a career. So just thank you everyone who's been supporting. I'll keep making content as long as y'all keep watching it, and let's just get into it. Our first question is going to be from Forza's Panda, and it's the first question because I like it a whole lot. Who are your closest ultimate resemblances to the 5 melee gods? And this was a little bit tricky because Ultimate's lifespan has kind of been split in twain by quarantine, and players like Sonic, Spargo, Akola, Mia really didn't exist until quarantine was over. So I'm going to say that Leo, Tweak, Light, and Gluttony are guaranteed to be on that list just because they've been in the top 10 since the beginning of the game. And even though Leo is arguably not top 10 anymore, of course he's going to be one of the 5 gods of Ultimate because he's literally the GOAT of Ultimate for like the first 4 or 3 years of this game. And I'm also going to put Spargo on that mountain over Akola just because Spargo has existed a little bit longer than Akola, and also Spargo beat Void pre-quarantine, so that means he was already the GOAT. So that's my 5. The next question is going to come from the Pig Goes Move 586, and they actually asked 2 questions. If you could instantly become a god of any character in the game, what character would you pick? And then, where do you live and do you go to your local scene? I live in Canada, that's all you're getting, and no, I don't currently go to locals because honestly, I just don't play this game a ton, especially in the competitive sense, and if I could instantly become a god of any character, it would absolutely be Steve because then I would be the best player in the world, and I think that would be very funny. The next question is going to be from Silver Potato 4272. If you could choose one character to make top tier, who would it be? It is easily going to be Link. I love Link in this game. I think he's such a cool character, and he unfortunately does not get a lot of representation because 1, he sucks, and 2, he's very hard, but if they made him good, it would at least balance it out. So maybe for the next Smash game, they'll keep his down B mechanic and make him a little bit better. And I gotta give an honorable mention to Banjo as well, just because I like Banjo. Our next question is from King Bucksy4122, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. That's just how Google Translate told me to say it. But if you had to pick one top player that will play a first to 10 against a random player within the top 30, if they lose the first to 10, you will die. Who would you choose? And this one's pretty easy. I would pick Sonic just because, 1, that guy's kind of cracked in this game, and 2, Sonic's matchup spread is just so good that it's very unlikely he's going to get a bad draw unless it's like Light or Kananabe. If you want to argue him in the top 30, he should be good in literally every other matchup. Sharp Sonic 1754 asks waffles or pancakes. I'm not gonna lie, I don't eat breakfast. I've eaten breakfast in many moods, but if I had to choose one, I would definitely go with pancakes. Our next question is going to be from Luke Sai Monsen 9808. Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Esam collab when? Well, technically, I've already done one because when I talked about his tier list, he had me on his stream for a little bit, and I talked to him there. So go check out that video. A link will be down below. But maybe in the future, I can get him on for an interview. Our next question is going to be from Becker5000. As a Terry main, why do you have such faith in the character while he barely has any results? And do you think anyone else except Riddles has a shot of winning a major with Terry? Now, the reason I think so highly of Terry is because he is some of not only the best damage output in the game, but also the easiest damage output in the game. Like, yeah, you got to do a couple inputs, but your combo starters are just so easy to find. And half of his moves are combo starters, and the other half of his moves are going to be killing you. And when we're talking about Terry's killing, again, one of the easiest and best characters in the game at finding that stock, especially when he has go meter. It is so easy for this character to secure the kill, and you do gotta be a little creative, but not more so than most top tiers in this game. I think Terry has a very easy time in that aspect, and that's why I think he's so good. And do I think there's any other Terry players that can win a major aside from Riddles? Solo Terry is a little bit tricky, but I think Andres FN or Aegis are getting close to that level where I could see them winning a major with Terry if they get a little bit of bracket luck, because you are going to need a little bit of bracket luck to win a major with Terry. He's a very good character, but there's still a couple brick wall matchups against like the mega top tier of this game. But in short, Terry's broken because he hits too hard and he hits too easy, and Riddles, Andres FN, and Aegis could win a major. Our next question is going to be from Rocky CC3XS. Who do you main? I cannot stick on one character for more than like a week, but the character that I always come back to is Snake. He's definitely my favorite. Our next question is going to be from the J Lanky, and it's a good one. If Smash 6 is a completely different game with a reduced roster due to Ultimate success, will we see a large divide in the community like we did with Melee and Brawl? Could tournaments be hosting Melee Ultimate and Smash 6. And this one's kind of tricky because it depends what kind of game Smash 6 is. If Smash 6 is very similar engine-wise to Ultimate, then a lot of people are probably just going to completely switch to Smash 6. But if it's a lot more similar to Melee, for example, then maybe a lot of Ultimate players aren't really comfortable with that type of style and people are going to keep playing the game. But if I had to guess, in the current state of Ultimate, people are so doomed. They're so pessimistic. And to be fair, the current dominant top tiers in this game are fairly lame, so I can't blame them a ton. And if a new Smash game was to come out, I think a majority of people would jump ship, but we really would have to wait and see. Our next question is going to be from Jonathan Maquez2413, and again, if it's wrong, you gotta blame Google Translate. How many characters do you think can win a major? And I assume this is under the context of can win a major solo, and the answer to that question is 42 characters, and if you can guess the exact characters that I picked, I will hang a picture of you on my wall. Our next question is from QaA27. After Spargo possibly picks up Corrin and drops Cloud, do you think people will be ready to accept Corrin as top tier? And does Spargo dropping Cloud make people think Cloud is no longer top 10? And I'm going to say that right now, Cloud is not a top 10 character in this game. Y'all have been brainwashed because Spargo is just better than you. And I think people are honestly starting to accept that Corrin is top tier. Like, they're slowly getting there. And in a couple months, when Shattuck and Neo win a couple majors, I think people are finally going to realize. But yeah, this community is super easily swayed by recency bias. Remember when y'all thought Byleth was top 20? That exact same thing is going to happen with Corrin, except she's actually a good character. Our next question is going to be from PlayerHider8390. Which characters do you think are the most underrated and overrated? Underrated is pretty easy for me. I think either Pikachu or Mii Brawler. I'd probably have to pick Pikachu because I've been seeing that character not in a lot of people's top 10s, and I don't know if they just forgot or something. Pikachu is a ridiculous broken character, and overrated's a little bit more tricky because a lot of characters in this game are just super solid, but I'd probably have to go to Rosalina. I think DeBuzz has just had so much influence with this character, but he's been working a 9 to 5 and a 10 to 6 to make this character work. She's not normally going to be that good, and I think she just gets outclassed by a lot of characters. Our next one is from Daniel Rodriguez, CK1VW, Smash Main and most wanted character for Smash 6. I already said Smash Main, and I think the ideal character I could get in Smash 6 would probably be Nosk from Hollow Knight. Our next one is from Owen Campbell 4876. Ayo, congrats. Are you doing a watch party for Watch the Throne? And a little late, but no, I'm not, but thank you for the support. Our next one's going to be from Captain8051. You probably said this, but who is your main? I did already say it, and luckily they read the future. If you have already said this before, then another question is who is your favorite top player? And this one's a little bit tricky because I have a lot of favorite top players. I got to give honorable mentions to Tweak, Shiny Mark, Mars, and Hurt. Those players are phenomenal, but my go in Smash Ultimate is definitely Ouch. After that Battle of BC4 run, he will always be my favorite player. Our next one's going to be from Carson Tyman 9500. What's your favorite move in Smash Ultimate? And this one's a little bit tricky. I think it's either Snake Forward Air or Snake Down B, and I'm going to give it to C4 just because that move is so funny, especially when you sticky people with it. There's no better feeling in this game. Our next question is going to be from Yog691. What drives you and what about Smash makes you cover its tournament so well? First of all, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And the reason that I think I'm so invested in Smash tournaments is because it was my first ever esport. Like, I was just starting to get into Smash Bros. 2 months before Ultimate was being released. Then I find out Ultimate's being released and I'm so hyped for that game to come out. And then I find there's a competitive scene and it's really history from there. Since the game came out, I've just loved watching it progress and seeing your favorite players just grow up and become more and more talented. I think is super sick. And then what drives me, just interacting with the community, making videos for people that I know they're going to like and watch is just super sick in my mind. So shouts to everyone supporting because that's why I make videos. Our next one's going to be from Eddie992. It's kind of in the same vein. What motivated you to make your channel / your journey with creating content? And I don't have a specific reason. It was just when I first discovered YouTube as a kid, I instantly knew that was the thing that I wanted to do. I started making Let's Play channels when I was like 4 years old. And by that, I mean like 3 or 4 videos, and I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty good videos. Maybe I'll show them to y'all one day, and ever since then, the goal has just been to be a YouTuber, and I would say the main influence that has kind of shaped my channel were channels like Alpharad and Esam. That's why I'm super big into Smash content and the competitive scene in general. Our next one is going to be from Jazara. What actually got you to start playing / following competitive Smash? And this one I kind of already mentioned, but it's Alpharad videos, specifically the ones that he would do with pro players. Like I remember the MVD video he did to try to get him into Smash 4 Bootcamp, and the ones he did with Cosmos, Nairo, esam. All of those videos made me really into the Smash scene, and then I found out I could watch those players compete, and it was over from there. Our next one is going to be from Ben Bliss 2. Are you going to make a Discord? Well, thank you for asking that, Ben Bliss 2, because we already have a Discord. It's just a bunch of people talking about Smash Ultimate, and sometimes I steal the tier list that you guys make for content. So if that sounds like something you could be interested in, a link will be down below. Our next one is going to be from both Blue Men, SSB, and Strongdunk because they're kind of similar. It's basically just, what are your plans for the future of this channel, and do you have any plans to move away from Smash and focus on other fighting games in general? And I'm always going to be making content about Ultimate, at least for the foreseeable future. I love this game, so until it either dies or another Smash game comes out, I'm still going to be riding it. But for games that I could be making other content for, I am absolutely going to be making content for Rivals 2 when that game comes out. I'm very excited for that one, and who knows what the future holds. I'd really be down to do content for anything as long as people are willing to watch it. Our next one is going to be from Greninja 4. Can you watch Greninja versus Snake movie? I watched the first 10 minutes of that video. It is an amazing video. A link will be down below because I highly recommend that you watch it, but my attention span is too short. I'm sorry. Our next one is going to be from GQ Cools 13. Who are your top 5 characters to play as? As I mentioned earlier on the video, it is very rare where I'm sticking to 1 or 2 characters, and picking just 5 is honestly really hard, but if I had to pick them, it would be definitely Snake, Bowser, Chrom. They're absolutely going to be on that list, and I would throw Fox and Diddy Kong in there as well. Our next one's from I Eat Cereal for Dinner. If you would instantly become a master at any character, who would you choose? Kind of similar to the one we had earlier on, if you could be a god of any character, but I'm going to interpret it differently because I would master Peach. My movement would be swag, my float cancels would be swag, and my combos would be swag. Our next one's going to be from Take the Gradient. Any hype holiday plans? I am going to play Baldur's Gate 3 with my friend. Our next one's going to be from Phantom VGC31. What got you into making these kind of Smash videos, specifically the tournament recaps and previews? And the reason I do tournament recaps is because of the old esam videos that he used to do after he would go to major events. And then I saw Fatality do one prediction for one tournament, and I thought, that looks fun, I should do that. And then I've been doing it for 2 years now. Our next one is from Epion's8411. Why is your profile pic a cube? Are you into cubing? I don't know what that is, and I'm too scared to look it up, but it's a cube because a block is in my name, and I'm not very creative. And our final question is from Real Chairman. Why is your channel called Proof Block? Are you a geometry nerd? First of all, I'm not a nerd at all, okay? And second of all, it was because it was Xbox randomly generated. I'm sorry if you wanted a cooler story than that, but that's it. And with that, I thank you for watching. Again, the support on this channel is something that I could have never imagined, even going back 2 or 3 years, to say that I would have 5K subs, over 1 million views on this thing. I think that's pretty incredible. And if there's a question that you wanted to ask and you just forgot, or I somehow missed your question, if I somehow missed anyone's questions, I'm so very sorry. I swear it's not because I have a vendetta against you, but you're just going to have to wait for the 10K Q&A. So make sure you sub, tell your friends so you can get there and get your question asked. And that's all I got to say. Thank you all for everything sincerely, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.